started.
Okay, ball game from, is that Norway? Let's check it out. Norway? Yeah. E4. What have I played against E4? The French, the Sicilian. I could just play E5. Okay, a bishop's opening. We'll see how he plays this. I'm going with knight F6, the main move. D4. Yeah, this is an interesting gambit. I've been meaning to play this myself with the bishop, with the white side. And I don't really know any more about how it's played. Maybe bishop to... it's been a while since I looked at it. I was doing the research on the bishop's opening for my series.
Check.
Ooh, let's see. If I take it, he's got queen check here. Let's see, if I don't take, he has queen there anyway, but I can throw in bishop check. I guess I should take it. Queen check will pick up the knight, so we'll get his piece back.
Check.
Or that check picks up the knight as well. This gives me F8 or D8, E8 to choose from. See, I assume he's going to take here. What other piece could come in? The bishop could come in, and the knight could come in. Let's just drop back to F8 for now. It keeps me out of the G8 square where it might have been a little safer, so maybe that's better than playing the queen here. So interesting, and let's count. He won a pawn, right? I got a piece out. Let's get the queen up here. I want to develop my knight and maybe take the e-pawn if I can. Queen's putting pressure on B7 here. Queen can always hop to the F file and give another check, or I can develop a piece. Bishop to F4. Can't play bishop to G5. I'll just take it, I think. This will be interesting to look at in the postmortem, see how this opening is supposed to be played. Yeah, he just brings a knight there, defends that pawn in advance, and threatens the bishop here. Should I really take the time and play H6 there to keep control of G5? Gives up control of G6 if I do that. Okay, so how about pawn to pawn to D6? If he takes, I can take the queen. So he brings his bishop out with a tempo on my queen. I can place my queen up here. Maybe queen to D6, E6. Pawn to D6, bishop to G5, queen to D6. And I don't know what else his ideas are, but yeah, it looked a little too risky. If I play H6, the knight can go to H4 and then to G6, coming in with a fork that would hit my king, my queen, and the rook in the corner. So I thought this was a little better. And then from here, the knight can harass the queen, but only from this square or this square, which are both covered. And my queen is protected by the rook, so there's no great discoveries here. And now I'm just going to try and develop my pieces, get my knight to F6. Yeah, that's probably smart. He can put his rook on this file too. Yeah, let's develop a piece. More pressure on the e-pawn. Yeah, I'm one pawn down still, so I just need to win a pawn back just to break even. So his opening was definitely a success. I did something wrong there. When I tried playing this with white a few months ago, I think, I forget exactly how long, I would play the first two moves, e4 and bishop to c4, but nobody would play knight to f6, and so I couldn't ever get in that d4 move. At least the times I tried it, they were always playing other moves. But knight to f6 is really the main move there. So after knight f6, he played d4, and then I took on e4. I thought that was correct, but I might be wrong. I might have gone wrong right from that point. Anyway, well, at least he's thinking about how to, I would say just rook to e1 is the most natural move there. It defends the pawn, puts the rook opposite my queen. And then I have to think about how I can unravel the rest of the way. Yeah, maybe he was just searching for a better move. So do I have any great reply here? Okay, so if I take the pawn, knight takes, queen takes, rook takes, and then my bishop is under attack, but it can drop back with the tempo on his rook. So I'll still be a pawn down, and I'll be kind of messed up, but actually my position will be a little bit easier to play at that point, and he still has to develop his queen side. So maybe I will survive, we'll see. Now, he doesn't have to go in for all the exchanges. But once he starts taking, then he's in a situation where he has to take back pretty much or be material down. But he could, at this point, instead of taking back, just keep playing for the initiative with a developing move and ask me how I'm going to untangle my pieces. Probably bishop to bishop d7 and rook to e8 is how I'm going to play. Okay, but we're going this path. So that was all forced. It's too bad I don't have some great tactic against his two pieces here. So I was just thinking bishop to e6 here. Maybe bishop to bishop d6. Maybe bishop d4 is interesting. It hits the rook. His check here doesn't work. His check here doesn't work. Yeah, bishop d4 hits the rook, hits this pawn. He can come over here and defend that way. Yeah, it's an active post for the bishop. So I'm expecting rook to rook to b5 there, defending b2 and hitting my b7 square, which inhibits the development of this bishop. In fact, I don't see any other move. So let's see what he comes up with. He's been playing some interesting moves, however, so it's possible there are other ways to play it. Yeah. So I want to play b6 here, just so I don't have to defend this pawn with my bishop, and I'll play bishop to b7 next and get my pieces looking at his king side. Or maybe the bishop will come out over here, it depends. I guess he will develop a knight next, or maybe he'll play c3 to kick my bishop. Yeah, that's logical. So I thought bishop to bishop c5, he can play b4, and then I can just drop down to d6, bishop c5 to d6. If I go in this diagonal, I don't want any more trades. I want to keep, the one advantage I have, if I didn't mention it, is I have the bishop pair. He has an extra pawn and I have the bishop pair, which is some compensation, so nothing to be sneezed at. And nothing to be given away lightly. I want to hold on to those bishops. And I've kind of cut his rook off. At the moment, his rook is a bit cut off from the rest of the action. My rooks are not playing yet, too, so I have to quickly try and get them into the game. And maybe he can just start developing his knight. let's see. I can develop this bishop with the tempo on the rook. I can go to d7 or to a6, hitting his rook. So if I go to either of those squares, his rook only has one square, right? It can only go up and down, side to side, or be covered. And the one square it goes to is there. And so if I went here, bishop to a6, rook there. Oh, bishop here is covered by the knight. So how about the other way? Bishop to d7, rook there, and bishop here. Isn't that trapping the rook? Let's try it. Bishop d7, rook b3, bishop a4. and that rook has no squares. A funny situation, huh? But showing the power of the bishops on an open board. They can sometimes really cause trouble for a rook. He may have some counterplay ideas. Maybe he just develops the knight, gives up the bishop, gives up the rook. Yeah, he does. He gives up the exchange that way. So I no longer have the bishop pair. And so I'm up the exchange. And he has a pawn for the exchange, and he has a messed up pawn structure over here. So probably, one of those positions that's about even. He's counterbalancing. Yeah, he can win another pawn here. Let's see. If he takes there, it hits my bishop. I was just wondering if I have time to kick his bishop. Okay, if I put this pawn on a light square, I'll be able to defend it. Where is his rook going next, though? Where is his knight going next? His knight can come in here. And my bishop can go to b5. So knight c5, bishop b5. One plan. Develop the rook. There's another plan. Rook d1, maybe bishop to bishop to f5. Might be something. Okay, but he went there. So that kind of forces my bishop over here to... Does it? Actually, I don't need to defend that pawn now, right? So I can develop my bishop over here. I'd like to have the bishop be actively placed. I want to control the squares this knight can jump to. He can come in to these squares over here on the queen side. I also want to push the h-pawn forward and get this my king and my rook out of the back alley they find themselves in. Well, if he brings his rook there, I will offer to trade rooks as long as there's no tactic. A rook trade helps me unwind a little bit here.
Check.
He goes for it. Okay. I thought that helped me. Now I can place my rook up, my king. I can play king to f2 and bring my other rook into the game. Let's see. He can make threats with his knight. He can go again to a6 or b7. If he goes to a6 hitting this pawn, I'll probably push that forward again. Okay, but he just moves that. That's logical. He might be intending, well, first of all, it prevents me from mating him on the back rank, and he might be intending to play g4, hitting my bishop, but I'll just drop back. Yeah. So that gives up this square here for his knight. I could come forward with the bishop. If he takes with the knight, I can put my rook behind it. I can put his bishop in front of it. Let's see. I could attack his bishop. Pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes. I don't like that so much. How about if I move my bishop here? Attack his pawn. He's running low on time. That's interesting. Because of the way he's budgeted his time, he has half a minute left and I have 3 minutes left. A lot of people play this way. They don't leave themselves enough time for the endgame. I do like to play out the endgame, so I'm trying to learn them. It's not that I'm good at the endgame, but I want to learn how to play the endgame. Okay, so that's good. That puts the rook, bishop in line with the knight. So now the bishop is threatening the h pawn indirectly, and he could play knight here, for example, knight a6, double attacking my pawns. So how can I attack his pawns? I can attack with this move, right? Rook here attacks the b pawn. That's his weak pawn. You got to spot those weaknesses and pile up on them. So he stops to defend. So now what? Rook here threatens the check and win the bishop. His clock is ticking down. Okay, he moved in time. So rook here hitting the bishop. The bishop moves. I still can't win this pawn that easily. Is there any way I can get some kind of double attack going here? Maybe rook e1, rook d1 and then to e1, and then I can come up and attack along the side. Okay, setting up this attack again. So this is my idea, to go to, so he's winning a pawn. And maybe two. But I should get a pawn as well. So I went for that pawn, leaving this pawn hanging. So if I take here, he takes there. Then I go here. I think I'm getting the this pawn as well. Yeah, I'll get both those pawns. I went back that way. Okay. I see. Well, let's kick the knight. He's defending his c-pawn, which is very logical.
Check.
Oh, now he's winning my c-pawn. Hey, he's good at playing quickly. Okay, let's go after this guy, or this guy. Which guy should I go after? He can defend that with the knight. He can defend this one with the bishop. It's hard to say. Yep, so he defended that. Then now he's hitting my he's hitting my pawn over here. He's just good at playing with no time. What can I say? Yeah, so he defended that pawn. Okay, so let's get this pawn away from his attack. And think, is there some way I can harass the knight a bit? Hey, bishop here. I'm attacking this pawn, so if he takes my pawn, I'll take his. Getting rid of a dangerous pawn. Now he's defending his knight. He is his bishop is pinned at the moment. Let's attack his okay. He was attacking here, and I wanted to take this pawn with my bishop. How's he get out of this one? He can take the knight? Yeah, okay, so now it'll be a rook versus a bishop and pawns on opposite side of the board. So we'll see. I need to keep my king over here in front of these pawns. This is the right square. This is the correct square, her corner, correct corner for the bishop. The bishop can support the pawn. So this is one of those endings where the bishop and pawn will win if given enough time. Okay, I'm going to start moving this pawn forward. Oh, that's clever, but he can't.
Check.
He can't take my rook. He was trying to make a shield for his king with the bishop, but that just doesn't quite work. Because when he takes the rook, my pawn runs, and his pawns are now too far away.
On time.
Okay, well, a nice game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.